Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Zen Zone. I'm Rachel. This is a safe space to discuss any topics, life topics, relationship, health, wellness topics that really can help us cultivate more Zen in our day. And let's face it, we all need more of that. I love to share personal anecdotes. Sometimes I get real deep. I have no problem doing that. And other times it's, more superficial examples to help you. I know that not everybody has an easy time sharing personal stories, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be everybody's style. And I think that my gifting is sharing. And I really truly love helping people transform. And I've been through a lot of things. I can relate to a lot of different people and their struggles to try to find out who they are and make the best of their life. So the thing that I've been really having pressing lately, I have really had to go down a long, dark healing path to release a lot of things from my past and situations that kind of continue to haunt me. And I'm the type of person that I think, I do a lot of hard work and like, okay, lay it on me. I like, what do I need to know? Like really diving deep with my own self, asking myself why. Why do I feel like why did that happen? And if you were to ever meet me, and be careful because we could very well get into a long rabbit hole conversation of diving deep with one another, getting to know one another. I just love to know people and their stories. And oftentimes what ends up happening is like for example, I was playing bar dice with somebody one time and got to meet a new friend. And it was like, before you know it, she was talking about the guy across the bar and how someday that they're going to get together in a few years if they're still single. And then I was like, just simply asking her, well, why are you going to wait? If you guys really like each other, why don't you go for it now? And she's like, looks at me point blank and is like, because I'm emotionally unstable. And I was like, oh, why are you emotionally unstable? Just out of curiosity, and really wanted to get to know her. And before you know it, we kind of went on this deep dive. And I really believe I was meant to talk to her that day because I really talked to her from experience about abuse and the long journey out of that. And she was 4 years out of her situation. And it really broke my heart because it was at that moment. I mean, I had been aware that my story was being used for good. And honestly, I had prayed for that. So be careful for what you wish for. When I was going through my hellish journey out of like a tough situation, I really just prayed like that at least my hell would be used for good. And before you knew it, a lot of people were being introduced to me, or, hey, I think this person's going through what you're going through. Can you talk to them? And it kind of got to be like that. I started that support group. But I was really feeling honored that people would, want to open up to me. And I was always open with my story and willing to share. I'm going on a rant now, but what I was really frustrated with was I had done so much work and I still felt a little stuck at times, like not being able to really manifest what I want, still kind of attracting not ideal situations and relationships. And I'm like, and then people too, just like in my mentoring and coaching and stuff like that with them, it was so amazing, the openness and the sharing. But God, I just really hated having people to like be still stuck and feeling unhealed fully and unable to thrive, and just and for my own self, I just didn't want to keep like in survival mode. I just really wanted to thrive. So like I had to go through this long, dark healing journey of releasing blocks and limitations. And because I'm the person that asks myself a lot of why do I feel that way? Why did that just happen? What about me just attracted that? I did a lot of this dark healing transformative work. And I say dark because it was a really dark time, a lot of pain, a lot of crying, a lot of just isolation, alone with my thoughts. And honestly, what I didn't know at the time was that I was actually healing like generational traumas. Like trauma doesn't just have a memory in our mind. It actually can be stored in our body. Oddly enough, I like to study quantum physics stuff, and there's so much information now about like how trauma can get stored in the body and generationally. I think I've even read up to 6 generations of trauma can get passed down. And what I didn't know I was doing was I was actually like healing generational wounds of like, and I had like patterns programmed into my subconscious, like that were operating. And now that I know the soul realignment program and I'm a practitioner now in that work, I didn't know that that's what I was doing, but I was basically uncovering layer upon layer of subconscious programming and wounding and things like that were going on in the scenes that were kind of causing me to unfortunately attract. I didn't know it consciously, but I was attracting still more undeservingness, more lack, more inability to speak my truth because I hadn't really healed, or even just vows of like scarcity or poverty that, I think back to my ancestors came over from Italy. I can think back to stories. I don't have memory of this, but I just know in my family's history that family came over to Ellis Island and they didn't have a lot of money. And I heard stories of like one of my great great grandfathers or whatever having to pretend he was older than what he really was and say he was like 18 or 16 or whatever it was to work, and he was really only 14, and to lie to earn enough money for the family. So there's like a long line of like poverty in my family history, and of course I didn't grow up like that. My parents worked hard and I didn't want for anything. We always had clean clothes and food, and my parents worked really really hard to move us out of the Milwaukee, which was a really dangerous area, had become dangerous, and a lot of crime. And my dad sacrificed, and my mom sacrificed a lot to get us out of that. So it's not like we wanted for anything. We went out for lunch every weekend. I had a great childhood that way. I don't recall, but I think that the struggles that I was facing in like manifesting healthy relationships and abundance financially and everything were just, not just from me personally, my own story of like loss and divorce and what I was put through financially and emotionally and mentally, spiritually, everything. But it was like, okay, this is going to sound really bad, but the truth of the matter is that I was actually attracting that because I had unhealed wounds, not just even from my own life, but generationally. And I also believe that we've had past lives. Other people don't. I didn't always believe in that, but I do now. And even if you don't believe in that, that's okay. Just know that generational wounds can be passed on through our DNA. And there really is, oftentimes, that's the root and the block. So I'm just really emotional right now. And I felt led to share and inspired to share because I've really been doing my own healing work. And with the soul realignment therapy, it's like a fast track. I wish I would have had it, a fast track to healing at the subconscious level and breaking blocks and limitations and restrictions without having to drudge up and go through the painful experience that I've had. I've had almost a year. I mean, really, it's been years, probably my whole life of trying to heal these wounds, especially this last year's been a lot of things I was seeking. I was actually asking from to go deeper and to get to the root. And so I was seeking subconscious, downloads into my conscious self so I could be aware of it and heal it. And I've gone through a lot of breakthroughs, especially recently. And the interesting thing is that when you have all these energetic blocks and restrictions, now, not everybody, like I said, is really aware of their own thoughts and feelings or allows themselves permission to go deeper. I do that. I do that in conversation. I do that with my own self, always talking to my mind, like what's really going on, like what am I really feeling? It just comes easy for me. So that's my gifting. And I would like to gift my gift to you and help you to uncover some of the deeper rooted subconscious blocks and limitations that you may have attracted because of choices that you made, or they could be operating without you really knowing it from generational things. And sometimes even good things can come from generational. If other, generations of family members have healed and ancestors have healed from things, that shift also passed on to you energetically. So not everybody's lacking in every area, but if there's still some blocks and limitations that you feel in certain areas of your life, like whether it be love or money, it is because of energetic blocks that you don't know are operating. And I have to tell you that I released a lot recently. And I believe it was like generational patterns of feeling undeserving. I think there's multiple things going on in the realignment therapy. I haven't done it on myself yet because I got really triggered, but I will. And I know that I've done it a little bit with my record, but I know that there's like I kind of decided there's a program running of like undeservedness or like not being able to speak my truth and getting in relationships where I'm always overgiving and there's an unhealthy exchange energetically. It's a pattern I have in a lot of my relationships. And it really came to a head this year when I realized, wow, I keep attracting that same thing over and over again. people that don't choose me, that don't see me, and I still fight, and I stayed so long. I don't know why. I had to do a lot of digging. It's like I believed that is how to show love, or like that forgiving over and over and over again, or that I need to work so hard to attract that type of relationship, or that I love so big. I mean, I think you can love really big, but you also have to have boundaries, and that's something I struggled with. So blah, blah, blah. So here's what I'm trying to say is that I healed a lot. I healed a lot of those wounds, the subconscious programming. I actually did meditations. I asked to go into my record, my soul record. I've gotten vision. I got what I wanted. I got visions. I got dreams. I got a lot of things downloaded of what the root causes were, a lot of things. And I was really struggling to release. But once I did, you guys, I just like feel such a release now of like, it's like I was, a song that came to mind, I'll link it if I can, is what's the girl? Clemmons? Let's see if I can find it quick. It's called Healing. And the line in it that really the song that I was, when I was typing it on YouTube, the song like was right underneath the list was Barbie World. The kids were listening to that, believe it or not, this last week. It was actually pretty funny. Okay, I'll look. Clemmons, I think her name is. So the song was Healing, and the line in there that really got to me was, I got so used to the dark that I was scared of what the light would do. And I really believe, like, I also had programming kind of, it's kind of like our blocks and limitations kind of create little programs or viruses in our like mental software, and we don't know that they're operating because it's things we can't see, right? We're if we knew about them, we would change them. But once we get them from like our subconscious, superconscious is like the higher realms, really higher realms. Our subconscious is like our higher self, but the superconscious is like divine stuff. Guides, angels, if you believe in that stuff, or just the divine source energy. So when you every time you heal and release a block, you're healing like ancestral patterns, you're healing patterns within your own self, and it will heal the generations to come in your family lineage as well. It's unbelievable. I've actually read that the energetic shift can be felt. Like, I mean, people don't usually feel it, but can be affect miles away. And if like when you, let's say you always had toxic relationships, so you had to have that program running of undeservedness or toxic behaviors or whatever, and you heal that and you meet somebody and you have unconditional love and you come together in union, that unconditional love and that truth can actually be like 5-mile radius of healing. I don't know how true that is, but energy is timeless. Energy is fluid. It can go anywhere. And it's really powerful, you guys. Like, I'll just give you an example. So I like started kind of healing and releasing these blocks, and these blocks are which was kind of causing me to manifest what I didn't want and not allowing what I did want to come in. And so I'll just give you a perfect example of that. Like, I just did a radio interview for my studio and to really promote the soul realignment therapy in the YouTube channel and just helping people cultivate more Zen and talking about stuff like this. Like, it's not just about, all the mystical stuff that's like really intangible, and it's like the law of attraction. A law of attraction can only go so far if you've got blocks and limitations not allowing you to manifest what you want. And I'm a living proof of that. Like, I released a lot this year, and I'm starting to see now that because I release blocks, think of it like a stream trying to flow effortlessly, and you've got sticks and rocks and boulders in the way of that flow. It disrupts the flow. It causes it to go elsewhere. You may keep attracting more sticks that are getting stuck. You could be attracting without realizing the things you don't want, and not allowing what you do want to flow freely because you got all these sticks. And once you start kind of clearing that out, the path becomes a fluid flow of what you wished for and what you want. And sometimes you don't even really have a clear understanding what you want until you start clearing that out as well, and healing over the things that are causing you pain and suffering and making you feel like crap and worthless and whatever, undeserving, whatever these programming, energetic programs are running. And when you do start to release, I'm actually shocked at what I've been manifesting a lot really fast, and it's actually freaking scary. I was so terrified to do this interview today, and I was like, why am I so scared? And I think that line in that song, I got so used to the dark that I was scared of what the light would do. I think that's really true, because like I don't know what it's like to fully live in abundance. I've healed a lot and I'm so thankful I'm not where I once, but I know there's a lot more to be had. And I don't think my family lineage, like generations, have ever really felt it as well, what it means. And like I have an opportunity to not only shift my life of my children, but possibly generational healing. And I'm just so honored about that. And it's really scary, and it's scary to go into territory that you don't know. And this is just a small example of this radio interview. And maybe it's really common and a lot of people have done it. I've never done anything like this. And honestly, I know the impact these 8 minutes of my life could have on my entire world. If I can really get clients from all over the world to participate in this soul realignment therapy, which is what I really am. I actually manifested that as well. When I was coaching people and I was feeling stuck, I was just really praying like, oh, I love helping people, but please don't send me more people if I can't really help them figure out how to transform their lives. I really just don't want to be talking about abuse all day long. Not only does it trigger me, but it's just not good for the person I'm with either to kind of continue those patterns of being stuck. It's so painful. It's so painful. And I would know. And so I was like, if you're going to keep sending me, if this is going to be my line of work, I really need to find a way to heal. And I don't want to have people drudge up their painful past and spend hours and hours and tons of money talking it all out until they figure it out. I really want to help people at the subconscious level. And sure enough, now I found this program, and it's the thing that has helped me fully heal. And it's the thing that I asked for. I manifested this, and I manifested this radio station too. Like literally I was praying like, oh my God, how can I get this word out? How can I get this information out? How can I really make a living doing this? And like with COVID and everything, my business is still slow. People aren't coming in for the tanning. I'm not able to draw a lot of business in. I mean, I have some, but like not enough to really make an impact financially. So I was literally asking for that. Like, help me get this work out to more people so I can make a little living at this. And I want to work from home more. I love being home. I want to be there for my kids more. And then this opportunity came along. And then I got a call out of the blue. I manifested somebody asking me to do a radio interview. I've never had anything like that happen. And at first, I did a video on this. At first, I was shocked, like in doubt, like, oh, well, first I was excited. And then I thought, oh, that probably doesn't pertain to me because they wanted to talk about Reiki. And I'm not currently doing Reiki yet. If anybody does Reiki or knows anybody or massage or aesthetics or anything like that would need like a room with a really great sink and massage table, see me, because I'm really trying to manifest renting that room until I can get in there and do Reiki. And again, I want to learn even distance Reiki, being able to do Reiki remotely. So I'm manifesting that. So we'll see what happens with that. Long story short, as I manifest, things are coming to me that I actually asked for. And I was like, but I've been asking for these for a really long time. Why now? And the only thing that makes sense is that I've cleared the way. I've cleared these rocks and these sticks and these debris out of the flow. And now the energy, I'm putting my request out to the universe, and the universe has to provide. God has to provide. It can't discern whether it's good or bad. What you put out, you get back. So be careful of what you're wishing for. Be careful of what you're manifesting, what the energy is that you're putting out, first off. Second off, you got to heal. You got to go within. You got to heal. You got to break free from patterns. You got to get away from toxic people. You got to get away from toxic patterns. You got to start speaking up for what you want. You got to start going after what you want. Stop staying stuck in jobs you hate. Stop going to that PPO meeting if you can't stand it. Stop going to that book club that you hate. Buy that bra that you've been wanting. You know what I mean? Like, you got to start doing stuff for you, especially if you have been running kind of programs. You don't know that there's programs running. I can help you figure it out. But like, you have this pattern of like undeservingness or scarcity financially or toxic relationships. Like, you got to do the work to heal that. And like, it can be fast tracked. And like, literally the soul realignment is like an energetic reset for your soul. And that's what I talked about in the radio interview, I think, although I was like skipped over so much. But I'm here to tell you, the only reason I'm manifesting this stuff now, it's actually just attracting to me because I've cleared the energy, the blocks. I've cleared out the blocks that were stopping me. And I was running programs on like undeservedness or lack or scarcity. So if you're struggling with this, if you know that you're in lack, if you know you're in scarcity, if you know that you are in certain areas, you are attracting what you don't want. You're scared of, you're so used to the dark that you're scared of what the light's going to do. If that is you and you don't ask yourself why or dig deeper, and that's hard for you, I have a really easy time with that, first off, in conversation. But secondly, I can help you. We don't even have to talk about it. We can just find it at the subconscious level and heal it at that level. But know that there is something you can do. It doesn't have to just be left for chance. This law of attraction stuff, this manifesting, this abundance doesn't have to just be left for chance. We are the powerful creators of our story, and it requires work. It doesn't have to be as grueling and painful and excruciating as what I put myself through because I didn't know about this program. But it can be done, and you can start to manifest what you want when you start clearing, and know that the things that you're wishing for and asking for, and it's not like I just sat, on my knees all morning long and prayed and meditated. I mean, some people do that. I don't believe that. You need to go through an hour's worth of affirmations every morning to get your mind right. I just feel like you need to heal, and you need to figure out what it is that's stopping you from having the life you want, and start to heal that and change your patterns around. Get out of those type of relationships that keep you stuck, whatever it is, and go towards what you want. And when you start to do that, you make action towards the right thing, you start to heal. Now you shift those patterns, those generational patterns sometimes, and make way for what you really do want. And I'm just starting off in this and manifesting what I want, but I'm just in shock. And I want to encourage all of you, because I didn't have to do anything then. I just put my request out, and oddly enough, when I got the information about the radio show, initially I was excited. Then I went into, doubt. They're not going to want me for that because they want to do Reiki. Then I found out, no, I can talk about whatever I want. And I still had doubt. I was like, that's probably a hoax. And then I had somebody tell me it's really common. It's not that big a deal. So I went through a whole cycle of like undeservedness program running, right? And by the end of the weekend, I had forgotten about it. How can somebody forget about that? I don't know. I did. I went into Monday morning, totally forgot that I needed to call that lady back about the radio interview. And then on the way though, was in my mind yelling at the universe, like, I need help. Like, I need to manifest this. I need to find a way to get this information out there. And I was thinking about that. I was driving, and I was just like, what the hell? Like, why am I still feeling so stuck in this? I really want to have this take off, and I need to get this going. I really just want to get more financially free in that regard and have more choices and be at home if I want. And then what do you know? Put that out there. I put that thinking out there. So be careful. And then I got to work. Within 5 minutes of me getting to work, I got the lady called again about the radio thing. And then I was like, okay, all right, I see how this is. Now I've been panicked about the interview since, and I finally got it done and over with. But see what I'm saying? And it's because I did healing work before that though. And that I do deserve this, and that abundance is my right. I don't need to have scarcity or lack in anything. And I can do the hard work of clearing that pattern running that I don't deserve it, or that I'm never going to have success financially or healthy relationships or whatever, and releasing that shit so that I can pave the way so that I can make a request. And it's happened with other little things too. Like, I need to find somebody to help me manage my business. Boom. I meet somebody when it's the right time for that, to manifest that. I really like to have this kind of service at my salon. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I'm just trying it all out. But I want to encourage all of you. Be careful what you wish for, and to really accept that a lot of times we're so used to the lack, the toxic, the dark, that we don't know what the light's going to do, and we're scared of it. And I was terrified to do this interview today, and I'm so thankful it's over. And I feel like I botched it up. My mom said it was fine. I feel like I botched it up. I skipped over a whole bunch of stuff. I'd prayed for just to be a vessel to share my truth, and I didn't want it to be scripted, so I wanted it to sound natural. So apparently that's what happened. I haven't heard it yet, but it's over with. And now I can just put that out there, that I requested that. I was looking for a way to get this out there. Now that could go globally, you guys. Like, oh my God. I mean, I actually had a dream a couple of days ago that I was so busy at work that I was like helter skelter, and all shit was hitting the fan. So like, there's a chance this could really take off, and I'll be overwhelmed in a different way of like so much abundance. So that'll be a different problem. But I asked for it. I had asked for it. I had asked for a way to get this out there, and I had asked for a way to help people heal at a subconscious level. I had asked for all this, and I'm a little bit in shock right now, and I'm really excited, and I want to cry because it's like a huge release of a cycle ending that I didn't realize I was ending, and I did. And it doesn't have to be as painful as mine. Like, I went through kind of an awakening that, well, couple of years ago it started, but it really hit the fan this year because I'm really being asked to step up now, and enough is enough with a lot of things. And this was a big year for me, and it was a grueling year, and I, in some ways, just look back and I just can't believe I survived it. And I don't want that for you guys. It's not, you don't need to spend hours and hours and tons of time and effort to try to heal. It really doesn't need to be that hard. And this program is amazing. The Soul Realignment. I can't talk enough about it. I wish I would have had it because I would have saved myself a lot of pain. But, sometimes some people are stubborn and need it to go through that way. So I'm going to trust that my experience was exactly the way it was supposed to be, so I can help you all, anyone that wants it, to have a different experience and have it a little bit easier and manifest in a different way. So that's my rant. I think I'm going to call it, be careful what you wish for. And as I was thinking about channeling this, I saw 444 on the clock and 44% on my own. And I see 333. I'm sorry, 33. 33, 44, and I know 55 is change. So four, 4, message to remember that angels are close by and they're ready to assist you in all parts of your life. All you have to do is ask them for help and guidance, and they will be ready to support you. Mindfulness, justice, love, and support. And that you're currently following the right path. So if you're listening to this message and you really feel led to heal, finally, let that 444 be your guide, reminding you to feel confident and supported in this knowledge. And reach out if you need help. That's it. Have a good night. I just thank you for listening. Love and light and blessings to all of you on your paths, and I hope that you're really clear about what you want. And because you be careful, you never know, you might actually get what you want. Take care. Many blessings.